Okay, so we're going to rebuild this little Whisper Momma. I've been running this forge every bit of 8 years. It's been a workhorse for me. I've built everything from draft shoes to toe weights in it. It does it. Big draft bar shoes, weld in it, you name it. So, and I haven't been nice to it. I don't really use a welding brick. I just use it until a liner's consumed. You know, forge liners are consumable. It's the cost of doing business. If I take a bunch of time every day throwing a welding brick in and out and treating my forge like it's a crown jewel, that's a waste of time. Just light the dang thing and use it. But anyways, like I said, it's been running 8 years. We're going to tear it apart. Last time I did one of these, it's been almost 10 years. So, but the one thing I remember is if you're going to do any welding on it, do it before you tear it apart. If you try to do any of that afterwards, man, it just does weird stuff. It's all like, and it does that quite a bit anyway. So I'm going to get my PPE safety gear up and start tearing all this apart. You don't want to tear any of that liner out without having a dust mask or respirator on, because you don't want to breathe any of that. It's terrible, and it gets pretty messy, and not to mention just running the wire brush over. Okay, so what you need is really pretty basic, and you don't really need it all. Of course, you got to order your reliner kit. I've heard guys trying to make those up themselves, and for the price of it, it fits. I just pay it. So I got my reliner kit, my little impact bit, my little impact driver, that little set of driver bits and drill bits. I got some high temp paint. Honestly, it doesn't work all that great. Just keeps the pieces that don't get too hot from rusting up too bad. Got myself a little tin bin for putting my small parts and nuts in, and those things are fantastic. It's a little citronella candle. I buy them at the Dollar General, burn them to keep the mosquitoes and the gnats out of the shop, and then when they're done, they make handy dandy little park tin holder thingies. So anyway, fun little tip. Costs like $3. So, alright, we're going to tear this beast apart and do a little grinding and welding, and I'm not going to bore you with the details. So we're just going to hyperspeed through the teardown and get it painted up. I need this forge tomorrow afternoon, so there's not going to be any time for retake, so it's going to be what it is. So I'm going to tear it down tonight, at least get it painted. Might have a cold adult beverage or, free, and then maybe start putting it back together. Maybe do it tomorrow. I don't know. But I know that I would much rather work late than get up early. So, alright, here we go. I'm going to PP up. PP up. That's funny right there. Get some personal protection gear on and get this thing cleaned up and ready for paint. Do the welding I need to do. So one thing I am going to do is I'm gonna clean this up here just a bit at the top. I've got this little burnout right there. It's not bad enough to flip it this time, so I'm just gonna leave it. It kind of takes a little beating anyway, but I'm not gonna weld anything over that, not this time. And really, like if you reline these appropriately, they don't do that. You get more mileage out of them. But all right, so I'm gonna cut this piece, get it welded in. Okay, so I'm gonna PP up. Gotta have personal protective gear. You do not want to be breathing that, and the old safety goggles for the spectacles. So here we go. Now kids, I probably wouldn't try that at home. Remember, I am a trained professional. So when I do stuff like this, I just kind of learned to put the first coat of paint on it before I tear it apart, and just makes it easier in the end. I'll put another coat on it and finish painting it up. I don't know, it's a habit I got. Kind of helps you see how things go back together sometimes too. And if it's a surface that's not corroding, that doesn't need a coat of paint, I mean, it is a forge, so it's going to burn most of the paint off anyway. So this is how I do it. Right, wrong? I don't know. It's just what I do. So one thing I did learn from the last time is these things swell out pretty bad in there, and if you just leave them kind of rough, it doesn't go back together smooth. So I'm going to take that over to the grinder, and I'm going to square that whole thing up a bit to where it slips in and out of there pretty nice. Now I don't want to get too carried away because I need that metal, right? So I just want to take what's in the way and leave what isn't. Oh no. Okay, so nothing groundbreaking. Those nuts almost always twist off, so you got to cut them out and weld another one in there. So I just snug them up so I can tack them in. Like I say, nothing earth shattering. And so what I've done there is I take this far one first, and I roll it back until it's kind of centered on the orifice, or on the venturi hole, and then roll it in, hold it tight, while I snug these bolts up. I've gone through and done all kinds of crazy crap, marking them, and just end up tweaking on them anyway, so I try to get them nearly centered. And that's any time you have them open. Sometimes you have to clean the tubes, change the orifices, things along those lines. But most times, if you get it pretty close to the center, give them a little tip and a tap. Still kind of see down in there to see where that one is. So let me pull it over. Now's the scary part, but really it's not so bad. I've never tried to do it. There it is. It's actually burning pretty good considering I gave it no adjustment at all. So I'll probably let it dry out a bit and then tweak on it some. And I probably could have done a nicer job keeping that liner together, but the truth is I'll have it banged up pretty good in the next couple of months anyways. Alright, so there you have it. Little redneck rebuild down and dirty. I think I did that whole thing in right about 3 hours. Probably could have been a little faster if I'd been a little better prepared, but you know, some things that could have went better. I could have not let that forge liner get wet. Don't force a forge liner in the fiberglass in it doesn't fit. Just rasp it off of the bottom. The part that goes against the brick where it's open is pretty easy. Since this had been wet, there was no way that was going to happen without making a huge mess. So I was trying to make the best do with what I had, and it worked out. So I made this video not because it's real hard to figure out, or I'm a great forgery builder. I just remember how intimidated I was the first time I tried to do it. You know, I was real hesitant. Probably put it off way too long because it was a little bit intimidating. You know, you spend a lot of money on a forge when you first start out, and the first time you crack into it can be kind of nerve-wracking if you don't have somebody to help you, or you know, maybe it's not, maybe you're super handy. But I was pretty nervous about it. So there's a nice little just kind of run through so you can watch a few ways of how to not do it. Just be sure to wear some kind of breathing protection when you're handling that fiberglass, cable, whatever it is, because you don't want that in your lungs. It's bad juju. Probably best to wear a long sleeve shirt, but keep the fiberglass off your skin. I don't get too excited. So, alright, there you have it. Down and dirty. NC Mama Forge Rebuild. Peace. I'm out.